got a new kitty. His name is Apollo. He's a monster. I woke him up. Hello, humans of the internet. I am Elizabeth, and it's been a while. Excuses? Pretty much there was school. There's a lot of school. I'm now on no break at all. There's no break. I should be studying for my finals, but obviously I'm making a video instead. Anyways, to the point. I have been journaling a lot lately, and in my journaling endeavors, I have been making lists. Last night, I decided to make a list of my all-time favorite books. I realized that was the very first video I made in 2012 was the favorite books video, so I watched that, and my list has changed. So I thought I'd do this video for an update and just for my future reference. So I have made a list of the top 15 books I have ever read, and I am going to start counting them down for you. So let's get to it. It's right here, and this list also includes favorite series because, I mean, there'd be a lot more than 15 if we weren't including series. And we're gonna start with number 15. Number 15 is the Anna and the French Kiss series, trilogy, companion novels thing by Stephanie Perkins. I grappled with the idea of adding these books because they aren't great pieces of literature. They aren't going to be classics. No one is probably going to remember them in 40 or so years. But I keep gravitating back towards them. Whenever I need a pick-me-up, I think these books are just adorable and they always make me smile. So I had to include them on my top 15, even if they are in just the 15th spot. If you didn't know, this book is about a girl who gets sent to an American school in France, in Paris. And there she meets friends and a boy, and cute things ensue. And there are 2 other books with more characters, and oh my god, they're so freaking cute. I'm sure you all have read these already, but if you haven't and you want to smile a lot, I recommend it. Coming in at number 14 is a recent read for me, and that is I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. This book took me by surprise. I really wasn't expecting much out of it. I had heard good things, but not a lot, and I read it in like 2 sittings, and it just broke me a lot. It's about twins, a boy and a girl, and how they have to deal with the death of their mother and like the favorite she had played between them. And also, one perspective from one of the twins is when they were 12, and the other perspective from the other twin is when they were 16. And just the differences in their ages and their relationship is just so compelling. And so many feels, guys, so many feels. Number 13 is another series, and that is Bloodlines by Richelle Mead. I did not include the Vampire Academy series because I didn't like the Vampire Academy series that much, but I loved this one. The first 2 books are alright, the 3rd one's really good, the 4th and 5th one are amazing. This book, I couldn't wait to get my hands on every single one. I read them all so quickly, it was so compelling. Sydney, the main character in this book, is just, girl, she's my life. And, Adrian, I can't even talk about them. You guys, I have talked about these books so many times on this channel. You know how much I adore them, so of course they are on my favorite lists. Number 12 is also a newer read for me, and that is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon, along with the sequel, The Mime Order. Again, wasn't expecting a lot out of this book. I hadn't heard much about it. It was a weird kind of fantasy, sci-fi, dystopian, new history. It doesn't have a genre, but by the time I was halfway through, could not set it down. I read the second one just as quickly as I could because it was so good. And I am dying for, I think there's going to be 7 books in this series, and I just need them all right now. Basically, this is kind of an alternate history. It started in Queen Victoria's reign in England, in space in England, and something happened during Queen Victoria's reign where now there were clairvoyance in the world, and they have been just suppressed. It's very illegal to be clairvoyant. And the main character of this book is, and she is part of an underground crime syndicate of clairvoyants and gangs and all that kind of stuff. And then there's this huge twist that I'm not going to give away. If you have not read this book, it is perfect. It is such a good read. You just really get into the world in this book and then into the characters, and I'm almost regretting that I couldn't put this higher on my list. Number 11 is The Little Prince. This is a book I read in high school and have since reread countless times. It is a children's novel about a little prince who lives on an asteroid, and he comes to Earth, and it's just so cute. It's got some of the cutest little illustrations. Coming in at number 10 is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. This book is so close to my heart. It is such a classic, obviously, but I love books that are told from a child's point of view when they are about really big, important topics like racism, and this book just, it was done so well. Number 9 is one of the most recent books I have read. I think I read it 2 books ago, and that is Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. Okay, guys, I didn't realize how much I love this book till I was about 40 pages from the end, and I was like, holy crap, I love this. I love these characters, I love this world, I love this plot, I love everything about it. But like the whole time through it, I was like, eh. And then all of a sudden, I couldn't live without it. I almost immediately went back and read it again. Not Harry Potter. It is so different from Harry Potter, even though there is magic and a wizard school involved. It's not the same. It is phenomenal. It is amazing. Read it. Number 9 on my favorites list is Shatter Me by Tahereh Mafi, and of course the whole series. I have been raving about this book forever. You can thank Witty Novels for getting me into it. I have reread this book multiple times. It's just so good. Juliet's character development, the main character, is just, it is spot on. Number 7 is the very first book I read in 2015, and that is The Sea of Tranquility by Ketra Millet. This book, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just, it is a adult book with teenage characters, and they both have just been going through such a hard time. The main girl character has this very big traumatizing event that happened to her before the book started, and there's just a lot going on, and they meet, and then it's all wrapped up so well on the last page. And this is the first book, like I said, the first book I read this year, and it will be on my top books of 2015. Number 5 is a book that I have read countless times, and I had to buy a new copy because I read the book so many times with the cover ripped off, the pages were coming out. It was a very loved book, and that is Skye O'Malley by Beatrice Small. This is a historical romance novel set in Elizabethan England and Ireland and Algiers, and it's all over the place, and it is a romance novel. There are romance aspects to it, but there's a lot more history as well, and character development and drama. I'm not entirely proud that this is one of my favorites, much less number 5. But I love it, and since I rebought this copy, I haven't reread it, and I really want to, despite all of the books that I haven't read yet. All I want to do is read this, and you know what? I might. No one can stop me. I'm an adult. Number 3 is a book I have raved and raved about since I first bought it, and I've read it so many times, and that is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I read this book at such a pivotal moment of my life, and it helped me so much. And I will never forget it because of that. It might just, I mean, it's a fluffy novel kind of, but it also deals with anxiety, it deals with relationships, it deals with social issues that I just really appreciated, because you don't really notice any of that happening until afterwards, until you really think about it. And it's like, oh yeah, she has social anxiety. She doesn't like to go out and party all the time, which I don't. And there's just so many aspects of this book that aren't immediately apparent, and I love that about Rainbow Rowell's writing. It's just like, oh yeah, that happened too, didn't it? Like, it's really thought-provoking, and this will always remain one of my favorite books, and I will never forget about it because of how it helped me and how it changed my life and how I really was able to see my life through a different lens after reading this book. No favorites list would be complete without this next series. My number 2, Harry Potter. I grappled with my number 1 and number 2 choices for a while. I couldn't decide. I almost just made them both number 1. But Harry Potter is number 2. For no reason other than the next book is something that I just love more. But these books, I mean, you grew up with them. I grew up waiting for Harry Potter books. I grew up with Harry Potter. And now I'm reading Harry Potter out loud to my boyfriend. Started when I got Sorcerer's Stone in this beautiful, beautiful illustrated edition, and I wanted to read it, and I thought it would be fun to read it aloud at night to my boyfriend who has never read Harry Potter before. Sacrilegious, I know. So I was reading that to him, and now we are halfway through Chamber of Secrets, and I think he's enjoying it. I hope he's enjoying it. He hasn't asked me to stop yet. So it's really nice, and I haven't read these books again in so long. And so I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh my god, that's so funny. And it's just, it's so nice and it's so relaxing at the end of the day to just read a chapter of Harry Potter aloud and just be, you know? So, obviously, it's number 2. We are down to number 1. My favorite book is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. And I have this gorgeous Barnes & Noble copy with other stories and of course the looking glass, and it's got gold edges. And it's beautiful, and I love Alice and everything to do with her and all of the stories, and the Jabberwocky and the Red Queen, the White Queen, and the Disney movie and the Johnny Depp movie, and I love Alice. I love so much about Alice. I've got I think 4 different copies of this book because I keep seeing new versions and I'm like, I need it all. So I love everything to do with Alice and Wonderland, and just, it had to be my number one. I love it more than Harry Potter, which I've never said before. I had to, you know, break it to myself. Good, guys. Those are my top 15 favorite books of all time. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if there's another book you would have put on this list that I didn't. Also, since I'm supposed to be studying for finals and then we'll have winter break, I'm hoping to make some videos in this time. Let me know if you would like to see anything particular. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. Probably a haul, because I've bought a lot of books lately, because I stress shop. But yeah, let me know. It's good to talk to a camera again. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and click the subscribe button if you'd like to see more of my face and get notified when I post. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!